Let's see how we can download and install the Adobe XD. Just come to Google and just type download Adobe XD and just click on it. And by default, you can find here download Adobe XD and get started. Just click on it. And by default, you can find here download Adobe XD and get started. Just click on it. Get XD. Just click on it. You have two options. If you have Adobe Creative Cloud, which you have to be signed in, it means you have to sign in Adobe Creative Cloud, then you can download this Creative Cloud desktop application. Then you can download all the applications. Adobe XD is totally free. When you download it, you can just click on open. So after you open Adobe XD for the first time, you have some custom template here. If you are designing for iPhone, you just click on this little icon here. You can choose which iPhone you are designing or which web app size, 1920, web 1366, which basically 1920, 1080 is the famous one. Instagram story, Twitter post, Facebook, YouTube video, and or you want to design something totally custom like a banner design. So for instance, we start with a web 1920, 1080 and just click on it. Let me just make it bigger a bit. So before we start anything, let's see how we can save it. You can save it on Creative Cloud application, which you have to pay for it, or you can just come to File, Save as Local Document. And let's just save it here. I'm just call this artboard and click Save. Let's close this one first. And to zoom in and out, hold on Alt and scroll with your mouse wheel. Look. Or if you hold on Command and Control and press 3 on your keyboard, it's going to just zoom in on that artboard. This is the canvas that we can draw anything on it. On the left side, we have the tools like rectangle, circle, triangle, line. Like, for example, I'm just going to draw something like this, click on it, draw something like this, click on it, and that's simple. We have the pen tool here, you can click on it. I will explain every single detail. Just for now, I'm just going to click on it, click outside, click and drag to select it and press delete. I can click on text, type something like welcome to Adobe XD. If we click here, we have some little handle here, and if I drag it down, I can make it bigger. As I said, I will explain every single detail. Just this is for demonstration. Now press delete. If I click on artboard, I have access to all the artboard like mobile, tablet, and web desktop. If I come out a bit, hold on Alt or Option and with your mouse wheel, drag out. And if I click, you see, now if I drag it up, I can just put this one, this one, this one, maybe iPad Nexus, maybe for web, maybe Samsung Galaxy, and a watch 40mm. Now, if I click and maybe drag this down a bit, maybe click on this one, drag it up, drag it down, drag it up, and I click and select all of them. On the right side, I have this bar, which I can align everything from the top, click, Command and Control Z, maybe I can align them from the center, see, Command and Control Z, maybe I can align them from the bottom, right, Command and Control Z, maybe I can align them equally. For example, if this is here and this is here, this is a bit here, if I click and select all of them and click on this one, see what happens. The separation and the gap between them are totally equal. Let's come and Control Z. Here, I can align them totally, all of them from the left. Look, Command Control Z. From the center, from the right, and this is going to be equal from the center. All right. What do we have on? I'm just going to click on one of these and Command Control 3 to just specifically zoom on this artboard. If I come out and click on this one, Command Control T. I'm just going to zoom on this letter. So hold down Control or Command and with your mouse come out. Let's click on this one. I'm just going to zoom in a bit. For zooming, you have this. If I drag it and just select this area, I'm just going to zoom on that area. If I hold down Alt or Option and just click to the left side, I'm going out. If I just zoom in like this, I'm just going to be zooming on this little artwork here. Now, let's go back and select the Move tool. So holding down Alt, mouse wheel is going to be very easy. So on the right side, we have our control panel. If I click on this rectangle and just hold down Shift and select to be the cube, right? On the right side, the properties is going to be active for this little rectangle or cube. I can change anything here. I can just adjust it or align it. I can use repeat grid, which I will be explained. So it's something that if you click and you get this handle and you can repeat anything you have here. Now I'm just going to press Command Z. I will explain repeat grid with the real example. For now, I'm just going to explain it so you get the idea how everything it works. And the transformation, you can change the width. Maybe I put 600. Maybe this one 250. And this one, it's going to be flip anything you have here. This is for fixed positioning for animation. I will explain. I will explain the responsive for when we are designing the website. And this is like the opacity. Let me just fill this. If I want to color this, I'm just going to click on this letter icon here and just color it with red. And this is the border. The size maybe 10. So we can see it. And the color, if I click here, I can make it black. Now I can drag the opacity and make it 20%. Now, if I zoom in, hold on, Alt Option and zoom in, you get these little corner points here. If I click on it and drag it, I can just round the corner, as you see here. I can specifically give it 20. If I want to have a control just and change one single corner, hold on Alt or Option and just click on one of these and drag it down. As you see, this is separated. By default, it's going to be something like this. It means all the corners are the same. But if I click on this letter icon here, I have control of every corner. So maybe I can put this 0. Maybe this one, I want to put it 100. And see? Let me just go back and all is 20. So all is the same. What about the border dash? What is it? If I just put on 10, see what happened? And the gap is 2, is less. So maybe increase the gap to 30. See what happened? And the size 20. So it's coming inside. I have control of this. This is coming inside. This one is going outside, but this one is in and out, is exactly in the center. But I don't want to be sharp. I want to be cornerish. So I have control of that too. Look, round cap. What about this one? Projecting cap. Look, but this one, butt cap. Corner cap, projecting cap. I want to put it on round cap. And now I can play around with the dash, maybe 2. So you get the idea, maybe 30. Look, now the gap is 50. So there's more gap. The size is 10, smaller. Look, so I have control of everything. Let's put the dash on 0 and the gap on 0 too. So the size is 10, so it's fine for now. It's very normal. Let's change the color to something else, something like purplish. At the top, we have something called solid color. Just click on it. We have linear, which I can just drag this corner and put it here and I can click on this one and bring it here. As you see, when you click on it, there is a white circle, white border around it. It means it's active, and I can change its color. So maybe I can make it red. I want to change this one. If I click on it, the circle is going around this one, maybe to yellow. Look, now we have very cool linear gradient. What about if I want to change this to radial gradient? It's going to be in the center. I can play around with this. It's very simple. To get the very cool effective like sun effect. What about angular gradient? It's not really useful actually, this one. I mean, you can play around with it. You can change it to different or two colors, but basically I never use it. So most of the time it's going to be linear, which I will be explained in different lesson how you can use linear gradient professionally. For now, you get the idea how everything is work. What about here? We have the layers here. So it means anything you create, if I press Command and Control D to duplicate this one, you see a rectangle too, I can drag it and put it here. Or if you hold down Alt or Option and click and drag down, you're copying these two. So zoom back again with Command and Control minus or plus as well. You can zoom in and zoom out. So I'm holding down Command and Control and click on minus and plus. The other way of copying is the simple one, things here. So see, so rectangle 4. And you see, when you just drag it and drop it here, you see this align. So it says it's totally aligned. Look, and just let it go. So how many ways we are copying? Let me just select and hold down Shift and just make this a bit smaller. Zoom in a bit. Hold on Alt or Option, click and drag. We are copying. Press Command and Control D. We copying. Press Command Control C, Command Control V. Still we copy. So 3 ways of copying things in Adobe XD. Let me click on this. Let's bring it down, and the effects panel, we have inner shadow. If we click on it, look, I'll put this on 2, enter. Click this one on 5, but nothing happens. Why? Because this is transparent. When you see something like this, you have to click on it and change it to black and drag this up. And just come here. So inner shadow is getting the shadow inside this. Just let me just zoom in. Look at this one and look at this one. You see there is a shadow inside. And let me just maybe 10, left to right. Again 10. It's very dark, right? So if you click on it, and with this one we can bring down the opacity. So gradually we are adding the inner shadow like a button. All right, let's go to this one. If I'm going down and click on drop shadow, again drag this up, so automatically we have a drop shadow on y-axis. So most of the time put this one as 20 or 12. Look, you get a very gradual shadow around it. It's not very sharp. And you can get a direction, maybe 30 right on the right side, or minus 30. Just put a minus here and click OK. So you're going to the left. Maybe this is 30, so it's going down. So let me just put it on 0, put it on 2, and maybe this is 6, the normal one. So this is the normal way of adding drop shadow. If I click on it, I can drag it down so I can control the intensity of the shadow. Or I can change the shadow color. Maybe I want something reddish, maybe bluish. So it's up to you. What about if I click on this one? And what is background blur? If I click on it, anything inside is going to be blur. I don't have an image inside. So let's bring an image. So I have a lot of image here. Just click on it and drag it and drop it and put it inside. When you see these blue lines, it means it's inside. And you see the words copy. Just let it go. So it means it's going inside, but nothing's appear. Why? Turn this off. So you see it, right? Let's go back to background blur and just activate it. Right now the opacity is on 0, so drag it up so it's active. As you see, when I change the amount and brightness, nothing is happening, just the opacity. Why? Because this is an object, this is an image. It means I have to put it on object blur. Now you see this as an object. Now I have an amount to blur something. Now we get the idea how everything is R in Adobe XD. And in the left side, we have the plugin. There's a lot of plugin that I will show you guys how to download them. And we have the layer panel, and we have the document asset, which is the color, character, style, and component, which I will explain